Are you wondering if you or someone you know has a fearful avoidant attachment style, also called disorganized attachment style? Here are some signs of the fearful avoidant attachment style. As a fearful avoidant, you have this intense desire for closeness, but at the same time, it is also what you fear the very, very most. So you'll be the type of partner who really one moment feels very vulnerable, very intimate with a person. You pull them in, you pull them close, and the next moment you feel scared and you push them away. This is very, very difficult for the people who are with you, for your partner, because they never know what they're going to get from you. Are you in love with them? Are you tired of them? They don't know. It's very difficult to navigate. But of course, you're doing this because of trauma. You're doing this because you have experienced that while intimacy and closeness feels so good, these things, connection and all of this good stuff, is also what has been the most hurtful and harmful for you in your life. So you don't want to get too close. You want to have one foot in, one foot out, so you can always escape. You don't want to commit 100% to something. But for example, the avoidant partner is just not wanting to commit at all. You kind of do, because you know the benefits of being connected. You know those good things that come from being in an intimate relationship with another human being. So you're very conflicted, and it's very exhausting and confusing for you. And it's also very confusing and exhausting for whoever is with you. Sign number 2, you have trust issues. In the past, you've experienced betrayal, you've experienced abandonment. There's a reason why you have this attachment style. This disorganized way of attaching to people is there for a reason. It's not because you're stupid or because you're a bad person. It's there because of your past experiences. So you have a really difficult time trusting people, hence why you always need to have one foot in and one foot out. Sign number 3. You can have a difficulty expressing your needs and emotions because you don't like conflict, and you're very afraid of abandonment. And you're afraid that if you express how you really feel and what you really want and what you really need, that the other person will abandon you, or that there will be some sort of a conflict. So in that way, you can be a bit of a people pleaser. And again, that makes people not really know where you're at. They don't really know what you stand for. You can be sometimes fearful avoidants. They are social chameleons. You never know. You know, with one person, they'll say this. With another person, they'll say that. And it comes off as a bit of inauthentic. It's not always like that, but it can be a symptom of fearful avoidant attachment. Sign number 4, and this is a big one, your fear of rejection and abandonment. This is probably the biggest wound within this attachment style. It's the fear of abandonment. You have experienced some sort of abandonment in your life, and your psyche is trying to protect you from that ever happening again. And the way your psyche is trying to protect you is by this deficient way of attaching to people. So you do attach, but not fully, and not in a healthy way. You never fully invest in something. For example, a symptom of a fearful avoidant could be that, yes, they may be in a long-term relationship, and believe me, that relationship is going to be tumultuous, but then they'll fantasize about their ex every day. Because that's a way for them to emotionally not be 100% invested in the partner that they have now. They're fantasizing about, it doesn't have to be an ex, it can also be a work colleague or whatnot. They're fantasizing about someone else and having a great relationship in life with them, because then they're not putting all their eggs in one basket, emotionally speaking, even though on the surface level it looks as if they are in a committed monogamous relationship. So this is one of the techniques that a fearful avoidant can, not all do, but can use to keep some emotional distance from their partners. Sign number 5, a little bit like sign number 1, this is about you sending mixed signals in relationships. What do you want? What do you want? Maybe you don't even know yourself. For many fearful avoidants, this is not conscious behavior, and they think that it's justified. They think that they genuinely do have doubts about the relationship. But the thing is, whoever they're with, they will find some kind of fault with that person, which will then be the reason why they're justifying that maybe this relationship is not right for me. I shouldn't invest 100% because this, and this. They're trying to find fault with their partner. And they'll do this as a form of self-sabotage. Sign number 6, low self-esteem. In a way, this low self-esteem and insecurity is at the basis of all the insecure attachment styles, which makes sense, right? But it also shows itself in this fearful avoidant attachment style. You probably do struggle with your self-esteem. You probably do struggle with feeling good enough and feeling worthy of love and being able to just be where you are and receive what is given to you in the form of intimacy and love from your partner. And that's incredibly difficult. So that's something for you to work on if you have this attachment style. Work on feeling better within your own skin and within yourself. Get to know yourself better. Research about this attachment style to understand how you can overcome it and move towards a more secure attachment style. Deal with some of these abandonment wounds and traumas that are the reason for why you feel the way you feel now in terms of how you attach in relationships. Sign number 7. As a fearful avoidant, you have a bit of both the anxious and the avoidance in your dynamic here. So you do also have the same hypervigilance that someone with an anxious attachment style has. You are very aware of your partner's comings and goings and changes in their mood. And like I said, you can be a bit of a people pleaser as well. So you're very hyper aware of any changes. Because if you do feel the slightest threat or the slightest sense that this person is going to abandon or leave you, you'll immediately be the first one to do it. Maybe as a fearful avoidant, you have always been the person who have broken up with people. Maybe they never get to break up with you because you're so good at detecting the smallest change within them, and then you preemptively break it off with them first. That's not an uncommon scenario, but it's very exhausting, and it is a cause for anxiety. So you probably have an underlying constant anxiety within you, just the same as someone with an anxious attachment style. I have so much empathy for you if you have this attachment style. It's not fun having fearful avoidant attachment. You're constantly in a state of anxiety, and at the same time you're pushing people away and you're needing your alone time, and you're finding it very difficult to deal with people who want real intimacy with you. So it's very painful for you as well, and I fully understand that. Sign number 8. There'll be a lot of drama in your relationships. You're probably not that good at regulating your own emotions, and you're probably taking it out on your partner. And it's very, again, confusing is the word for the partner, that you create big dramas one day because you want alone time, and the next day you're creating a big drama because you want closeness and intimacy, and they didn't respond to your text, and you were texting, and you didn't hear from them. So it's like, where are you? What do you want? It's inconsistent. So there is a bit of a pattern of inconsistency and constant shifts in mood when it comes to this attachment style. It will be a very dramatic relationship to be with you. It'll be very up and down, here and there. I mean, honestly, a lot of these relationships, they can sort of look like trauma bonds for the partner, because one moment you will be all over them, idealizing them. The next moment you will be pushing them away and devaluing them. And this is something you're doing to stay emotionally safe, but it does really impact the person that you're with. I hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. And I look forward to seeing you again soon.